Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And he's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer. Today we are reacting to a situation inside the XXXTENTACION trial, and that involves Drake. But before we get to that, let's say you're Drake and you have a big record deal. You need to sign it, but you're on your private yacht and you just took your private plane to your private island and you've got all this money, but you don't have any way to sign the contract. Guess what you do? You go to eSign.com, you download the app, you get 3 free signatures a month, although you wouldn't need it because you're so rich, because you're Drake, and you sign it remotely. Now you preserved your deal, now you're going to buy a second airplane now, and that's all because you went to eSign.com, you download the app, 3 free signatures a month, and it is an effective way to remotely do business. It's either eSign or no one signs, and you know who you are that coined that phrase. Anyway, so we're back here talking about Drake. Obviously, everybody knows who Drake is. Very popular guy. Well, he and XXXTentacion had a beef. And they had a beef about a song Tentacion did, and then Drake sort of just copied the song and the cadence of the lyrics. And so there was this big beef back and forth between the two of them. And I think Tentacion called his mother out and all this other crap, right? Well, the reason I'm even bringing him up in this context is because Padilla, one of the lawyers for the defense, has subpoenaed Drake into this trial, and he's failed to respond to the subpoena. So he went to the judge and get an order to show cause. So now they have his deposition scheduled for February 24th. Now, there's some tacit bullshit thing saying that Drake, ordered this hit. Well, 10 days after, remember we talked about using somebody's lyrics against them, in a criminal case? In the song called Mob Ties, he says, Louis bags in exchange for body bags. I don't know if that's a huge thing, but it's kind of tangential. But then in another song, maybe I should do a 20. Maybe I should break that 20, do a 10. Maybe I should break that 10, do a 5. Then if it gets live, do a 5 again. Which is what? 30, right? XXX. If he held his tongue on that live, maybe he'd be alive again. Damn. So, sort of almost claiming in this song, 10 days after his death, that his mouth is what got him killed. And it doesn't really say he's responsible for it. Now, remember we talked about the types of lyrics that could, potentially be used in a criminal case? This is not it, okay? I'm not buying that for 1 minute, that this would become part of it. But in Florida, you have the right to do depositions. And it seems to me, without more, Drake's lawyer should have been able to get this subpoena quashed. Because, and what that means is, so you serve me with a subpoena. If I don't have any information, I file a motion with the court to quash the subpoena or get rid of it, and go from there. But the judge he ignored it. He just didn't pay attention to it. And so when you ignore a subpoena, that's a court order. So the judge issued an order to show cause, and then I think they probably worked out their differences and says, okay, I'll do my deposition on the 24th of this month. But I don't know what more, and I guess there's other famous people that this lawyer Padilla has subpoenaed, and I don't know what the game is there, because if they don't really add anything to the case, then his testimony is not coming in, and maybe just because you want to be famous, because you say that I subpoenaed Drake, that's all I can really see here. I don't know if there of any connection between these 4 guys on trial and Drake. You got a beef between Drake and Tentacion, but going from there to say that Drake's a killer is a stretch, or that Drake ordered the hit is a stretch. So if you look at who these guys are, there's probably absolutely no connection to Drake whatsoever. It is really a matter of unfortunate events that one of these guys had seen Tentacion in the probation office for one, and then that they would get this this car on Turo, to go and rob people, not necessarily XXX, right? And so it just seems so remote. But the judge issued an order to show cause why you shouldn't. And if I was Drake, he's got the money for lawyers. Why not fight this subpoena? The way this killing went down does not have any hallmarks of any sophistication at all. It just has, it's just a robbery, basically. They went and they saw who they wanted to take something from and killed him. And the killing actually almost seems gratuitous, because it seemed like they got what they wanted and then they killed him. So, and if you have these mob ties and you're this true gangster like Drake pretends that he is, you would think they would have a much more sophisticated operation. So that's what tells me that it's not really going to go anywhere. And I bet you $1 to a hole in a donut. That isn't that an old phrase? $1 to a hole in a donut. But that Drake won't. His testimony, his deposition, will never be played in court. That's my guess. So it'll be an absolute exercise in bullshit. So this is just our little thing about Drake and XXX and their beef and how he's being interjected into this trial. It really is just so that the lawyer Padilla, I think it's Mario Padilla, he can say, "Oh, I subpoenaed Drake." That's really all this amounts to. So we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and in case I don't see you next time, we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, police is at my god.